Hey YouTube, I'm just waking up. So, how you doing? It's awfully close. Anyway, okay, I was home. No, I'm back at work. I was home for a week, and that afforded me time to do a little shopping, a little computer re-engineering, access to reliable Wi-Fi, which is out on the road, a joke. You're like, we got blazing fast movie streaming Wi-Fi. Costs you $5 a day or $20 a month. It's not worth $1 a month. The stuff is garbage. Maybe it's because there's too many people. You know, there's like 50 truckers out there trying to use it at the same time. I don't know. But it's not worth a crap. So, you know, you try to go and get a copy of Linux Mint or something of that nature. And it's like a 600 megabyte download, which in today's world, not so bad. But getting it onto a computer from one of these cell phones, the bitch. You know, I have unlimited data, but getting it from this to the computer and using it, difficult. So anyway, I went home. You know, a very awesome, curvy friend of mine has Wi-Fi, and I got some stuff downloaded. I still haven't played with it yet. It's one of those things where, you know, it's typing and setting things up, and man, I am 42 years old. I am not that super patient 21-year-old kid playing with his computer back in the 90s. I'm old. I just realized my first computer had Windows 95 OSR2. That was my very first PC. Yep. And I knew that shit inside and out because I was very patient, and I actually broke it on purpose a lot. You know, that is not the subject of today's rant. Today's rant is chemtrails. I'm in Lamar, Colorado. They're high. They don't care if you mispronounce it. Anyway. And I don't see any streaks across the sky. I just don't. And there's a reason for that, aside from the fact that there's no chemtrail going on in Colorado because they're too high anyway. No. Chemtrails. I'm going to tell you, okay, long before chemtrails were ever thought of, these contrails that are like water vapor. It's basically, you got a jet engine compresses air, and then the air decompresses, and what goes out the back is basically moisture wicked, so to speak, and the moisture pops out of it, and it's condensation. It's a simple mathematical thing. If you want to see it in action, go buy a bottle of soda in a convenience store. Okay, don't shake it up. Let it sit there for 10-20 minutes. It can be a little warm, that's okay, but don't shake it, right? Open it all at once after 10 or 20 minutes of it sitting, so it's not going to like spew everywhere. And when it decompresses, if you look at it, like put a bright light behind it, you'll see this water vapor, you know, pulls up inside there, and if you squeeze the bottle, it comes out. That is a microcosm of the process that a jet engine does as far as compression. It doesn't propel you very well. It's like, don't get mad at me because I'm not trying to tell you to turn a damn bottle into a jet engine. Okay, like, anyway. But scientifically speaking, yeah, a contrail can and does and will exist. It is not an impossibility. Okay, that's an important thing to note as I say chemtrail, which is something completely different. A chemtrail, I didn't drink this. Anyway, a chemtrail. Okay, you got a basically an availability of experimentation that you can do. Let's just say, hypothetically, you own the jet engine. You own the plane that's up there flying. You could, if you wanted to, put something into your fuel line or into the exhaust, because believe it or not, there actually is exhaust coming out of those things. You can put something in there to to experiment with. This was done back in like 1940 something, 1950 something. Look it up, you know, snow in July in Las Vegas. It really happened. This guy, like, he took some carbon ice, you call it dry ice, whatever, mixed it with like ammonium sulfate or something. I don't know. Probably not ammonium sulfate. It was a big word like that, though. I'm a truck driver. Don't fucking trust what I say. Get ideas from it and prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself, not for my sake. Fucking whatever. I'm just a douchebag out here talking. Anyway, and I've seen this several times, aside from on YouTube. Like, this guy basically makes it snow because, like, the cold temperature and this aluminum oxide or whatever the hell it was coming out of the back of this plane, which was like a B-25, they just opened the bomb bay door and let the shit slide out into a cloud. That's the important one. It was the very first geoengineering. Big word. Anyway, it was the very first geoengineering experiment ever. And this was, you know, long before they were seeding clouds with other stuff to make the monsoon season more ferocious and longer lasting in Vietnam, which, you know, Operation Popeye was it called? Google it. Look that shit up, seriously. If you're not thinking, you're not thinking. If you're like, well, I just trust whatever my government says. You trust Trump? Did you trust Obama? Okay, those are just 2 people out of like 500,000 people that are in our government. You know, there's probably more than that. You're not even allowed to know who's in the CIA. Do you really trust those motherfuckers? Do you? Are you kidding me? Go look some shit up. Go get educated. Anyway, yeah. Well, Captain America's there, and he's a badass, and we got, you know, this guy with the Iron Man suit, and his name's Tony, and he's a super cool guy. Don't be that person. Okay? If you listen to pop music, stop. If you watch pop movies, stop! Okay? Stop. Give that shit a break for a day, an hour, you know? Turn the I must be perpetually entertained by what Hollywood feeds me. Whatever the hell that switch is in your head, turn it off for a minute and start doing some thinking. Because there's some things to think about. And you're like, oh, I can't make it change, and I can't this, and I... Believe it or not, you're on one side or the other. It's one of those things. Like, whenever I see snow in August in Cheyenne, Wyoming, I don't say, oh, it's global warming. Ah, it's you goddamn truck drivers and your goddamn bullshit. I don't do that. You know why? Because it's always snowed in August in friggin' Cheyenne. It's always snowed in August in Cheyenne. Whenever I look and see that it has never rained for the last 25,000 years in Nazca, down there in Chile, Peru, wherever, like the Nazca lines, look that up. N-A-Z-C-A, something, I don't know. Anyway, it's down there. There's these cool lines that they just like drew with their hand or whatever out there, and they're like miles long straight lines. It's really cool. But those lines only exist because it doesn't rain there. It just doesn't rain there. I put up on Facebook like 3 years ago, as soon as I found out about Nazca, because like I wasn't born with that knowledge, and I had to open my fucking brain up and actually watch a documentary and think about things. So anyway, I went on to Facebook and I said, yeah, I make fun of Facebook. Yeah. I said, hey, it didn't rain in Nazca, Peru all year long. And everybody's like, yeah, global warming. Every one of those people, I blocked every fucking one of them. Okay, I didn't even answer. It's like, oh, you're an idiot, blocked. You're an idiot, blocked. Yeah, because that's stupid. You know? They're just preaching the mantra of the man, telling them what to think. You know, I'm rebellious. Look at me. I listen to Katy Perry. I kissed a girl and I liked it. You listen to a record that sold 30 million copies and was produced by the music industry, which is owned by the CIA. Okay, you're not a fucking rebel. You're not. Okay? And even, I have a friend, she thinks she is so fucking independent. She's an alright girl. I like her. I'm not gonna name names. But all the time she's like, can you name the you know, this band and that band, and do you know about this band and that band? Okay, music, by and large, is written by like 2 or 3 guys. You know, seriously. If it's pop music, it's written by two. If it's punk, grunge, all this alternative, it's alternative rock. Everybody listen to it. It's alternative. If everybody's listening to it, it's not alternative. Okay? Not through your head. Anyway. Yeah. Those are written by the third guy. Yeah. There's like 25 people in total. And I'm not talking about Katy Perry. Katy Perry didn't write a fucking song. She didn't. Look it up. She didn't write a fucking song. She sings them. Okay? Who are these people? You know, this small group of people. There's some Swedish guys and some American guys. And really, seriously, there's one Swedish guy and one American guy that's made the plethora. And I'm not kidding. The vast majority of all pop music was written by two guys. Vast majority. Do I know their names? Yeah, that kind of bothers me. One of them's last name is Martin, and the other guy goes by Doc. Anybody know about Doc Martin boots? They're comfortable and they're a wonderful modern brand. No, they're not. No, they're not a modern brand of anything. They are. Doc Martin invented that shoe for the Nazi fucking army. Okay? Doc Martin did that at the behest of the Nazi party. I said Nazi! Fine, blacklist this fucking video. But seriously, there's a Doc here and a Martin there, and nobody's getting correlation. Nobody's even thinking about that. They're telling you what to think. You are a brown shirt if you listen to that shit. You are a brown shirt if you listen to that shit. Okay, they're telling you what to think. Rebel against society. You gotta be this way. Go on, everybody, kiss a girl and like it. Every fucking girl I know under the age of 30 is bisexual. All of them. Because they're rebellious and they're not like everybody else. They are just like everybody. I don't care if you like to fuck somebody, fuck them. It doesn't matter. You're not a fucking can of beans. Stop wearing a label. Okay? That's my point. Which is a hard point to get to because people just don't get it. And there's something to it if you sit back and you think about it. Well, he's a flat earther. He believes in chemtrails. Flat earther. Canned soup. Labeled. Both. Okay? Shut up. You don't have to label me. You want to be labeled? Fine, go be labeled. But don't bitch at me whenever I'm not, alright? I have my own opinions. Do I think every single jet plane is spewing out a toxic chemical trail? No, I don't. But I think when it comes down to the reality of it, would they experiment if they could? Would you? Yeah, I fucking would. I would. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want to find out what it does? Aren't you curious? And then if you get sold on this, Church of Global Warmingism, if you get sold on that, you're like, oh man, this global warming is going to kill us all. Wouldn't you do the altruistic thing and help humanity by spraying, some sort of sulfates up in the air to maybe reflect some of that sunlight? Now, you're not going to have a plane over every square inch like here in Colorado. There's not a lot of stuff up there. There was Iron 99 over Denver a couple of years ago. It was flying from somewhere out west going to Tinker, but it circled, went all around for hours. No, not that one. But they freaked out in Denver. They were like, there's a thing up there that's spraying a chemtrail in a circle. They're freaking out about that, man. And of course, there were some photos, a couple of videos. All of them were like, really bad quality. People, buy a camera, okay? Your cell phone, this thing, great for doing this. If you're taking a picture of shit up there, not so great. Not so great. Anyway, what it was doing, and I'm about to, tell some top secret knowledge. No, it's not top secret. They just don't broadcast it. They're not like, hey, we're going to do an ultra low frequency antenna array in the sky today, and we're going to test it out over Denver. What is ultra low frequency? That's how they communicate with submarines. They were testing or maybe doing a training exercise on something that already exists. I can't imagine why they wouldn't already know that. But basically, if you put like beryllium and aluminum distillates, like in water, so to speak, in water vapor, and you put that in a circle, it makes a quasi antenna that you can use to pick up ultra low frequency broadcasts from further away, from over there and over there, instead of just being there. Now, our submarines, they have basically ultra low frequency, and we don't know exactly where the hell they're at. Okay, so whenever they want to talk from submerged to surface, they got to use ultra low frequency, and unless you're like pretty close to the freaking point where it's coming up, because radio waves come up like this, and then they dissipate, especially in water. So they'll come up to a broadcast depth, but the broadcast depth is just that much. It's not this much. They're not trying to reach out and talk to ET. They're only going up to where it comes off the surface into the lower atmosphere. So you have this plane circling that makes this aluminum and beryllium antenna that can pick up on that and relay data to somebody, like say here's the hump. Somebody might be over here in a boat and they'll still get it because the antenna reaches across to them. Okay, it's that simple. When you apply science, you stop freaking out about shit. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't freak out about it. I thought there's gotta be a reason for that. And they're certainly not trying to kill Denver. That's what people think. Like, what? You're either thinking they're trying to kill you or thinking something. It's science. And how do you do science? What the fuck is it that takes science? How does that work? It's experimentation. Okay, now, like I said before, if you could do an experiment to find out something, wouldn't you? That makes us all scientists. So, these people that can, because they own a plane, of course they experiment. And the government, I never trust them anymore. You just don't trust them. They're, there's Cheeto Man in charge now. Like, seriously, I should coat myself in Cheetos and be like, I'm Donald Trump. Do an impression of it. That's the only way I could, though. I've always been trying to do an impression of Donald Trump. I cannot do an impression of Donald Trump. I'm not good at it. Like, I'd be like, you're great. I don't know. People don't believe that shit anyway because I'm bald. And I did a great impression of Obama. Give me money. That was one. But in all seriousness, do your own motherfucking science. I've been saying that forever. I've been saying it on YouTube for over a month. Science is science because it works. If it doesn't work, it's not science. Make sense? There's people going on with theoretical stuff. Man, maybe NASA doesn't want you to know that they're using rockets and airplanes and shit to test and see. I don't know. I wouldn't venture to guess that they did want you to know. So, using Occam's razor, which scientists are always using, if you think something is going on, it doesn't make sense, and you eliminate all the logical possibilities, the one that is not logical, like the government going out of their way to chemtrail and do experiments without our knowledge. Yeah, it's pretty possible. So yeah, that one, even though it's not logical, it seems like something the government wouldn't do. Because government loves you. And they wouldn't purposely shut down that highway for 7 fucking years straight to do 6 months worth of work, would they? They would never do that. Although they do every damn day. That's what I'm saying. Like, city people, they go out of their way on a daily basis to say, how can we suck more money out of that guy? Every day. You think they're not doing it? These things, taxed like shit, Let's blame Big Tobacco. Big Tobacco doesn't get the majority of money out of that stuff. The federal, state, and local authorities, they're authorities. What are the authorities of? Who gave them that right? I don't know. Somewhere, that's another damn video entirely. I'm just telling you. It sucks to have so much shit running through your mind. It sucks to be that much of a thinker. Now, if you're pretty, there's a lot of pretty people out there. Justin Bieber comes to mind. He can say 4 words. Everybody's like, oh, he's so wonderful. Bush lied, people died. Remember that shit? Like, I don't say things that can be fucking punched out in a goddamn hashtag or a Twitter. Okay, I don't think that way. I don't think in clips. Everybody's all the time, you're just a talking points, blah, blah. Are you kidding me? Whenever 90% of what you say online has to be hashtag, you're telling me I got a talking point? Fuck you. Whatever. Man, it's pretty out today. I'm gonna go drive. Let's see. There's a subscribe button here. No, wait, that's right. It flips this mofo on me. Subscribe button's here. Here. there's a bell icon pops up over here. There is a like and a dislike and a share. This is confusing. I need to put like a Jeff's notes thing right here so I can remember where everything's at. Anyway, leave a comment. I know I ramble. I don't care. 20 damn minutes today. The goal last month was video every day between 5 and 15 minutes. And believe it or not, I got comfortable looking at my camera and talking. So you're going to have a lot more videos that are a lot longer. And that's today's video. I got a boogie.